This is Boxing with the Truth, and I am the Truth. Welcome to another segment of Who is Who in Boxing. We have an exciting card for you. The Grand Friday Night Fights at Hinckley, Minnesota at the Grand Casino on November 21st. Now, these aren't necessarily going to be in the order on the card that I read them off here, but these are all the fights. There is 9 fights. I know this first fight that I'm going to mention is actually the opening fight. It's actually a cruiserweight fight between two guys that aren't local, so you might not know who they are, but it sounds like it's going to be an exciting fight. It's Elvin Varmo Jr., 5-0 with 5 knockouts against Chester Burton, 2-2, who is actually coming down from heavyweight to fight the first time at cruiserweight. Now, I don't know anything about Chester Burton, so I can't really say much about him. I did do some research on Elvin Varmo Jr., who actually a lot of people are saying that he has the Tyson style. What that means is he kind of comes out aggressive. He does a lot of leaning in with his head, so there could be some headbutts in this fight. Hopefully not. Hopefully a cut doesn't end up stopping this fight. He likes to fight close, throw a lot of hooks, left and right hooks at the body. Sometimes gets the elbows involved in there. Throws a lot of close uppercuts. It seems to be really good at left and right uppercuts. Like I said, left and right body shots, real close. So this could be an exciting fight to start off the card. Could be a fight in the phone booth, depending on what Chester Burton brings to the table. I guess we're all going to have to wait and see what he's coming with, because I can't find any video and I don't know anything about the guy. So, but it should be an exciting fight. Super middleweights. D'Angelo Megatron Curtis, 1-0. He's actually an MMA fighter. Just started his boxing career. I saw his first fight. He comes out very fast, has nice hands, has a nice jab for an MMA guy, has a nice right hook, and we'll probably try to end this fight quick. His opponent is Joe Amato. They call him Samoan Joe. He's 1-1. This is a 4-round fight. The first fight, I believe, is also a 4-round fight that I mentioned. Joe Amato, the one thing that I saw that D'Angelo Curtis might be able to counter on is sometimes when he throws body shots, he leans in a little bit and with his head down, and if D'Angelo can catch him with an uppercut, it could be a good night to Samoan Joe. But other than that, Joe is a fast starter. He comes out. You know, they're both going to be right in the middle, I think, most of this fight. So this could be an exciting fight as well. Joe has nice hooks, nice hands. He has nice footwork. He moves around really well. And both of them seem to have a little bit of power. So somebody could get knocked out in this fight. All right, next fight, lightweight. Ramiro Hernandez, 2-0 against Trevor Marmon, 1-2-1. 4-round fight. Ramiro Hernandez is a very smooth fighter. He's pretty skilled, but he has things to work on yet. You know, he's pretty new. His first 2 fights, yes, he is 2-0. Didn't really fight anybody though. This is going to be a step up in competition to Trevor Marmon. Trevor Marmon was a very good amateur fighter. I believe he won Golden Gloves. Very skilled fighter, has a lot of different skill set. Can stand in the middle and bang with you. Can move around and box. Lately, unfortunately, he stands in the middle a lot and bangs and drops his defense, and he's been knocked out a couple times. Hopefully he doesn't come in this fight and do that. He is a very smart fighter, so depending on which Trevor Marmon shows up, it could be an early night and a victory for Ramiro if the one that shows up doesn't use defense. If the smart fighter, the boxer Trevor Marmon, shows up and decides to use defense, he could give Ramiro Hernandez a lot of problems. And this could actually be a very exciting fight. So you definitely want to catch this one either way to see if somebody gets knocked out or if this goes the distance, because if it does, there's going to be a lot of action in this fight. Welterweights, next fight. Marcus, the Hope of the Hillside Morris, 5-1 with 3 knockouts, versus Nick Compton, who is 1-1, 4-round fight. Nick Compton is actually an MMA fighter as well. I watched some tape on him. You know, he has a lot to work on his stand-up, but like I said, he's an MMA fighter. He tries to pop the jab. He should probably double it up a little bit. He's probably going to have to against Marcus Morris. He has a nice overhand right, which actually Marcus Morris seems to have problems with. So if Nick realizes that in the beginning, he could probably use it to his advantage, and Marcus Morris is going to have to figure out how to stay away from that. Marcus Morris is a pretty sharp fighter. He has a lot of tools. He can bang the body. He can stand in the middle and fight with you. He can fight you on the ropes in the corner. He's a technical boxer. He can move around pretty well. But sometimes he makes mistakes and gets baited into fights that he shouldn't in the middle, and Nick Compton could probably do that and hopefully try to get a win there. Marcus Morris is coming off a tough loss, so he's probably going to try to make a statement in this fight. And if Nick Compton doesn't want to be the statement, he's going to have to move around and use a lot of defense and be smart, and definitely try to catch Marcus Morris with that overhand right. Alright, moving on to the next fight. Welterweights. DeLorean Caraway, 3-0 versus Guy Smith Jr., who is 2-1, 5-round fight. DeLorean Caraway, easiest way to say this is this guy is a beast. He's going to come in, he's going to try to knock Guy Smith Jr.'s head off. He's a fast starter. He was a very good amateur fighter. I've seen him fight many times. He has a lot of power. He's got a nice jab. He's got hooks. He'll work the body. But most of the time lately, you know, in his pro career, he's just come out and knock guys out. Simple as that. Doesn't waste any time. And Guy Smith Jr. I've seen fight one time. He's a technical fighter. He doesn't move around a lot. Doesn't move very fast. Has okay defense, but he's going to have to use some extra defense against Caraway's power. And I just don't know if he can handle it. It could be a short night for Guy Smith Jr. if he tries to mix it up with Caraway in the middle. If he stays away from him, tries to pop the jab a little bit, and tries to maybe bait Caraway into something, he might have a chance. But I personally don't see this fight making it the full 5 rounds. But it should be an exciting fight overall. Both fighters are good to watch. So next fight, light middleweights, Antonio Johnson. I know we haven't heard that name in a while, and that's because he hasn't been in the ring in probably over a year. But thankfully he is stepping back into the ring. He is 10-1-1 versus Colby Couture, who's 6-4. This is a 6-round fight. And Antonio Johnson is probably one of the most skilled fighters in the state of Minnesota, and people have been waiting a long time to see him get back in the ring. I'm excited as well. He has all the skill sets. He does talk a lot of trash outside the ring, but the man can back it up. So thankfully we've been listening to him talk for the last year, and he's finally getting back in the ring. So this should be an exciting fight. He's going to have to probably shake off some ring rust. So maybe this fight will last a few rounds. I don't know. I guess it depends to what Colby Couture comes and brings to the fight. If I was Colby, I guess I'd go right after Antonio Johnson. Like I said, he hasn't been in the ring in a year. Try to make him fight you right away. Try to pin him on the ropes or in the corner. And try to get yourself, a lucky knockout. Because the longer you let this fight go, Colby, the more trouble you're going to be in. I've seen you fight before. You do come at people. You don't back up. And that's probably going to be to Antonio Johnson's advantage, honestly, in this fight. Because you're going to be standing right in the middle. So this should actually be a good fight for the fans, as long as it lasts. Like I said, Colby, try to fight smart though, and try to attack Antonio from the very beginning of the first bell, because that's the best chance you got, is try to jump on him right away. So Antonio, obviously, there's not much advice to give him. He knows what to do. Like I said, he's very skilled. He can come in there and go to the body. He can take him out with power punches. I think he's just going to come in there and maybe carry Colby Couture for a round or two and maybe get some ring rust off. But we'll see. Hopefully it's an exciting fight. Next fight, cruiserweights. Phil the Drill Williams. 13-6-2 with 12 knockouts versus Gary Tapioso, who's actually an MMA fighter as well, but he's 6-2 as a boxer. This is the first 8-round fight. Phil Williams, you know, he's a fast starter or he can be a slow starter, depending on if he decides just to try to knock you out or to see what his opponent wants to do. He's real stealthy. He's kind of like a cat, honestly. He'll just watch his opponent, wait for the opening, and then bam, it's over. Lights out, knockout. You never saw it coming. He's a very exciting fighter to watch. So Gary, you're going to have to come out just like I said to Colby. Try to ruffle Phil Williams' feathers from the first bell. Jump on him. Get him, bait him into a fight on the ropes or in the corner. Attack him. Try to get him off his game plan right away. I think that's going to be your best shot, because if you let Phil Williams get set and pick you apart and look for your mistakes, it's going to be an early night. But this could actually be an exciting fight depending on how Phil Williams feels when he first comes out, if he decides to come out fast or if he lets it go a couple rounds and tries to feel this guy out. But like I said, Gary, your best bet is to jump on Phil Williams right away. I saw that you do have a nice right hand. You can pop the jab a little bit. But I also noticed in your videos you try to pick your shots and wait for an opening. You cannot pick your shots and wait for an opening on Phil Williams, because you will not be around long enough to wait for your shots. So jump on him from the very beginning. Simple as that. Next fight, light welterweights. Jeremy McLaren against Rondell Hubbard. Jeremy McLaren is 10-7-1. Rondell Hubbard is 7-0-1. 8-round fight. These two guys do not like each other. They've been talking a lot of trash leading up to this fight. It's been pretty exciting. Rondell Hubbard dropped a weight class to get into the light welterweights and basically said he's going to take over this weight class. Jeremy McLaren felt a little disrespected by that. There's been a little bit of disrespect going back and forth, and now they're both going to get it in the ring and try to disrespect each other in the ring. Jeremy's got the speed, I think, in this fight. Just my opinion. Rondell's got the power, I think. So Jeremy's best bet is to do what he does. Move around, box, technical box, and try to outpoint Rondell. Rondell's best bet is to go after him right away and do what he does and try to knock him out, pin him against the ropes, and just beat him down. Simple as that. Just beat Jeremy down and try to knock him out. This is going to be probably one of the most exciting fights on this card. You do not want to miss it. Like I said, it's going to be speed versus power, power versus speed, however you want to look at this. They're two exciting fighters. They always come to fight, both of them. It could end up being a technical boxing match, but I highly doubt it. Rondell wants to turn this into a street fight, and he might just bait Jeremy into it, and it could be exciting for everybody. Next fight, main event, Robert Brandt, 12-0 versus Eric Draper, 8-6-1, 8-round fight. Robert Brandt, the easiest way to say it is the man is a technician. He's got all the skill set. He gets better in every fight. He watches what his opponents do. He studies them. He breaks them down, and then he gets them out of there. Robert Brandt is an exciting fighter to watch, because you can actually see him breaking his opponents down, looking for their mistakes. He's just skilled all the way around. He's got a great jab, great hooks, works the body. He'll fight with you in the middle. You know, he'll do a little bit of dancing, showboating for the crowd, which gets him excited. But in the end of the day, he's a boxer, and that's how he wins. He just takes out his opponents with his technical skills. Eric Draper, you know, he has a belt at the lightweight, NABC lightweight title. But Eric, you're going to have to come with more than what I saw in your videos. I see you have a double jab and you have a nice right hand. That's not going to be enough to beat Robert Brandt. Robert Brandt will figure that out in a round or two. And then you better dig in the old toolbox and come up with something else that nobody else has seen, because as far as I've seen, you got a nice right hand, but like I said, you might catch Robert Brandt with it 1 or 2 times, and after that, it's going to be a short night for you if you can't come up with more out of your toolbox than that. But this could end up being a really good main event, depending on how Robert Brandt decides to fight this. And like I said, if Eric Draper, your best bet, turn this into a street fight, honestly. Take all the technical boxing skills from Robert Brandt and make him turn into a street fighter in the middle of the ring. And this could just be so exciting for the fans to see Robert Brandt have to fight a different way than just be a boxing technician. But I don't know if you have it in you, Draper, to actually make Robert Brandt turn into a street fighter. But we'll see if you do or not. If you leave this into a boxing match, it's going to be a boxing clinic, and Robert Brandt's going to show you a few new skills, and maybe you can learn something from him more than just a double jab and a right hook. All right, folks. Well, I'll see you there November 21st. Like I said, this is a really stacked card of great talent, so you definitely don't want to miss it. Once again, the truth has spoken.